Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion and the second half of my daily astrology vlog, which you can check out on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Over there, you'll find a description of the day's aspects as I have spelled them out here. Here, I'll discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page, and then I'll play another card that, in the context of the day's astrology, may just give us something more to think about. So let's get into it. The card that currently sits on the side of the page is the Four of Pentacles, and it's here because it corresponds in astrology with the last 10 days or the third decan of the sun's transit here in the land of Capricorn. Capricorn is an earth sign, and Pentacles and Tarot represent earth element symbolism. And earth element symbolism is all about the physical resources we possess and what we're willing to do with them, what we're willing to invest in terms of our work and our material resources to create a sense of support, stability, and abundance in our lives. So here we have the Four of Pentacles. And, what we see here is really a card about, being about conservation, by being conservative with our physical resources, okay? There's a sense of security that comes about when you can grab onto something of value and hold it. When you accumulate something of value for yourself and you can hold on to it, that definitely leaves us feeling more safe, secure, and stable, knowing that we'll have the money to spend should we ever need it. This is a sign of somebody being pretty frugal with their material resources, which is wise, especially these days. It generally indicates there has been an accumulation of some kind of wealth and that we're protective of what we have earned. And again, it is good for your sense of security. It's good for your sense of stability. However, there's a warning that comes here to not be stingy with the resources, right? So, if we have enough to support ourselves and then some, and then we know somebody who really could use our help, and we don't stick our neck out to help them a little bit, then it might be a sign that we're being stingy with our resources. And so many people here's the thing, no person is an island, right? So we are social creatures. We rely on one another for support and uplift. So if you have the resources available to be a source of support and uplift for somebody else, that's part of the reason you get those resources together. So don't forget to share what you can when you can. And with that said, we got the Sun. That is a very positive card. So first of all, the Sun is a major arcana card, right? This means it's sort of a major message card, whereas this is more of a minor message card. This would be a card that says, okay, here's how you're being, or here's how somebody else is being, or here's a suggestion for you in your life, right? For the way things are going right now. The Sun is more like a big message about your life, though. And this one says, happiness. Basically, you could be the happy baby riding a horse. I don't know about the red flag. That it seems to be, in this case, it's supposed to be sort of a banner of joy. But in culture today, the word red flag means something else. So, the sun is shining, the flowers are blooming, we are well supported. That's what the horse says, okay? And we have reason to celebrate. We have reason to feel joy. So that's beautiful. That's very, very good news. It says sort of everything's coming up roses, or everything's going to go your way. In the end, or in the outcome, or perhaps even right now, you just have this ultimate sense of joy and pleasure at being alive. And so where do I see this on the page? Well, the Sun, I'm going to look directly at the Sun in Capricorn, right? So, the Sun here is in a really positive position right now with Uranus. There's this trine between the Sun and Uranus. They're both in earth element signs, which earth element, is about those material resources that we and what we will do with them to, attain that sense of abundance in our lives. And it just says that we're sort of open to changes at this time, especially in the work, social, and civic sphere. Changes may be coming about. There may be some shifts in perspective. There may be some shifts in technology, new ways of looking at things or thinking about things that are coming about in, our outer lives, our public facing lives, our work, social, and civic lives. And that it's all very good. It's going to come to us really easily. That's what that trine vibe says. And it's almost as though it comes across to us as a blessing, as something to celebrate, something to feel really happy about. And also today, Sun completes a sextile to Neptune. That's another very positive aspect. And it gives us permission really to not work so hard and not to think so much about that resource stuff. Okay, so we're still in Capricorn. We still have our mind on our money and our money on our mind. We're thinking about our goals and that sense of accomplishment, and not just the sense of accomplishment, but the structure and stability and safety and support and sense of abundance that we're able to create in our lives when we work in a dedicated way toward a goal, right? So, when Sun is sextile to Neptune, though, we might just feel out here in our outer lives a little less ambitious, and perhaps that's part of the change we're experiencing here with Uranus and Taurus. We're just, maybe adjusting our idea of what our goals should be, adjusting our idea of what kind of things it would be satisfying to pursue, right? With all this support and all this power, all this work, all this capability that we have, do we have to be so serious? Can we be conservative with our resources while also, sharing, while also getting some joy out of the resources, right? So the Sun sextile to Neptune just says, we don't feel as ambitious. We are more into this really open sense of connecting with other people, with the world around us. It's a very creative vibe, and that's especially in the outer life. Now, in the inner life, we've got the moon also in a very creative vibe. It's in this grand trine with Venus and Mars here. Put it over here. Grand trine with Venus and Mars here. And, Venus and Mars are trine to one another. That is literal fertility. That is very ease of creation. You could create new life at this time if you wanted to. So, if you're not trying to have babies, don't do it. Be careful about it, okay? You can start new relationships at this time. There's almost anything new that you could create when you balance your aesthetic sense, your desire for beautiful things to come in, your desire for there to be, balance, justice in the world. When you balance that with your sense of initiative, which we've just gone Mars direct, right? So our sense of initiative is all the way on now, and we're starting to really feel that momentum to roll forward again. And when we balance those two things together from the heart, right, we feel it in our bodies. We're really positive. We're really energetic. We're really ready to get started on something. And we're also really open to connection, all right? In the outer life and in the inner life with people that we love and trust. So it's a very, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily a lazy vibe, because Mars did just go direct, and the sun and Mercury and Pluto are all still in Capricorn. So there's still a very serious sense of what it is that we would like to, what goals we'd like to achieve, what we'd like to get to. Even if that sense is shifting, we're really clear about it, and we're willing to do the work. But we're really also, there's a sense of faith here. Okay, there's a sense of faith that, yes, I've put in the dedication, I'm putting in the work. I don't have to be so dogged and serious about it. I can take a more light touch with the people I'm working with. I can take a more light touch with the work that I'm doing. I can come to it with a more creative and open perspective as to the possibility of how we do things and what kind of returns we get on them. And, we can just do it in a really celebratory mode, knowing already that whatever it is that we've set our minds and our hearts on, knowing already that whatever it is that we've set, however we've set our goals for ourselves, we're supported in getting there, and we might go through some changes as we get there, but it's going to work out very well for us. And taken together with the Four of Pentacles, I think it's lovely. The sun looks like a pentacle too, and so do all the little sunflowers. So, there's resource wealth, and then there's just that personal sense of wealth and well-being, right? That we're going for. And this person might think that what makes them feel happy is to have all the money and sort of stand on some of it, sit on some of it, hug some of it, but this this person is really, they look to me to be operating from this mode of thinking, like, if I can fend off anything that I'm afraid of, then I will feel happy, right? But that sense of security doesn't always come with happiness, especially if we're if we're being so conservative with our physical resources. And that's, again, our finances, our material wealth, but also our personal body, right? If we're being so conservative with ourselves that we're not making the connections that we're being called on to make right now, getting together with people, Mars in Gemini, collaborating in action with people, okay? If we're not out there working with others, if we're not, collaborating for a larger benefit than just our own savings account, then, we're not probably finding the joy that we're looking for. And we might even be wondering, this person might be wondering, like, okay, I got the shiny hat, I got the red shoes, I got the nice clothes, I have all the monies. Why don't I feel very satisfied, right? Well, because they focused so much on the material wealth that they forgot to nourish the connections. They forgot to create things with the people that they like and trust, right? So, when it comes to your physical resources, you can be all work and no play. But if you're all work and no play, that's not how we get to the sun. That's not how we get to that sort of ultimate expression of joy. There's a very abundant vibe to this. There's a very relaxing, in a sense of faith that everything's going to be okay sort of vibe to this. So, I would just advise again that part of the way to get there is not just to invest in ourselves and in having, pretty things and a bank account in a way that leaves us, disconnected from other people. If you're feeling disconnected from other people right now, it's time to think of somebody and reach out to them, okay? Invest in your relationships, invest in your friendships and your love relationships and your family relationships, invest in the people, in the relationships you have with the people you work with. And I don't just mean money, I mean, give of your time, give of your effort, give of your understanding, give of your, listening ear, your willingness to sort of, help people bear what it is that they have to bear, and then they will help you bear what you have to bear, right? And none of us has to be alone. We can be creative, and we can work together, and we can find a sense of joy and through that connection, a sense of joy and prosperity through that connection. And I believe that's all I have to say about it today, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate your presence here. My name is Mel Rose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.